Time now for Better Money, and today we're talking about 4 strategies for the sandwich generation. Eric Hogarth is a certified financial planner and a partner at Johnson Brunetti. We're talking about that sandwich generation, those who are taking care of their kids and their parents.
And too often in that scenario, they're not taking care of themselves. So exactly, what are these people supposed to be doing and to make sure that they're okay, as well as their family?
And so we have some interesting research. According to the Pew Research Center in Washington, D.C., 47% of adults in their 40s and 50s are caught between taking care of their children and their parents. That's why we call them the sandwich generation.
And the reality is people are living longer, and they didn't really account for that during their working years and their saving years. And now also the younger generation, perhaps they're not finding the jobs and the income they need, but you need also to focus on what are you doing to make sure you'll be all right.
So number one, you want to make sure that finances, you say, are discussed so we can help streamline certain financial planning and decisions. Talk about it.
You need to have a plan, right? It's not just, well, we'll see what happens today. We know we don't plan that way. So regardless of how many different families you're trying to plan for, you need to have a plan and a strategy to make sure that you're going to get the place that you need to be getting and that you'll be all right, not just for today, but for the future as well.
So you say you become the coach, but let the professionals help you. For example, get a financial advisor or estate attorneys or CPAs, someone who's an expert in that field.
You're living life, you're busy, you don't know what you don't know. And it's always a good idea to get that outside feedback, a fresh set of eyes that maybe is not as emotionally invested as you are in your life, to say, well, this is what it looks like, and maybe you need to adjust this. And a lot of that sometimes is just taking too much risk and being realistic about what can expect.
All right, the other thing that's a big issue, I think especially for women who just, we tend to want to help our parents, our children, and you're saying do not deplete your own retirement fund to care for your parents or your grown adult children.
We want to hope for the best case scenario. We need to plan for the worst case. So as much as I know that you want to help, we know that you want to help, but you also have to anticipate that no one's going to help you. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be giving that help, but you need to protect yourself first, because if you're not okay, how are you going to help anyone else?
And then you want to do an annual, like going to the doctor, an annual financial checkup, review your financial priorities, make sure everything is in order. So if you're sitting down with one of those experts and doing that annual checkup, chances are you might even feel a little better. You'll have less anxiety because you know where you are, right?
Because you know. And that's the concern, is that, well, I'm in great health. When was the last time you went to the doctor? 20 years ago. I don't go to the doctor. You want to know, because the unknown of not knowing is a lot of anxiety. So the plan changes, and you need to be addressing it just like you do a doctor's visit to make sure that you're still on the right track, on the right path.
All right, and you have an offer that's going to help people. It's called The Changing Story of Retirement, and this is a free offer for all of our viewers. So if you want to get primed on this, you send an email to bettermoney@wfsb.com, and you'll be sending this to our viewers for free.
Absolutely, and it's a great resource. They should really read it.
Eric Hogarth, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
That's Better Money.